GM, welcome to this week's episode of the Fantasy Top Deck Building Series. I'm your host, CarpenterOfWeb3. Alongside me, as always, Big Brain Frog HK. HK, how are you?
Yeah, doing well. Pretty bad weather here in the UK. Like honestly, it's pouring down right now. But yeah, no, I'm inside, doing well. Pretty chilled weekend for me this week. So yeah, no, looking forward to the changes that have been made, and yeah, interested to see how it all plays out.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's some big changes. We decided to not go with a guest this week, so we could cover, all the changes and all the excitement that comes with season 5. So, and we'll kind of start it off with, well, first let's do like normal, kind of just like a overview of, the fantasy market and stuff like that. If you want to take that real
Just
quick.
yeah. If you share, can you add my screen onto the thing?
Yep. Oh yeah, here.
I
Where'd we
can see
put
it.
that? There was one I just made for us. Where'd it go?
There we go. Good stuff. Yeah. Um, as you can see, this season is sponsored by Parallel TCG, right? Uh, so that adds additional, I think it's 100,000, right, in rewards
Yeah, it's
to
a
the
big
prize
big
pool.
one.
So a lot more at stake, and then combining it with the new leagues and the new top-heavy reward structure, it definitely means if you're gonna win, you're gonna make a lot of money next
Absolutely.
season. Correct, right? But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm all about competing. So yeah, whilst I've had to adjust, my strategy in certain ways, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, as for the market, like I said, there's been, I think, the highest marketplace volume in a few weeks. I think.
I think maybe even a few months. Like
Yeah. Oh
there's been a
wow. Okay.
lot.
Yeah, I know there was. In terms of market, obviously you've got Adam Cochran still doing well. Like 3 tournaments, top fourth,
So good.
fifth, first. Like I don't know how long it lasts, but I always keep an eye on the 24
Hopefully
hour chart.
forever.
And if as long as he's hitting 900 daily, I feel that algo's still there for him to score big again. So I'm gonna continue utilizing his card.
You have some rares of his too, don't you? And
Yeah,
an
I've got
epic.
two rares and 2 commons.
Okay.
So yeah, for me, it's definitely been worth it. And I've made full use of that his cards. And given that the price is like 8x less than Greg's, it makes sense to
Yeah.
just hold it and continue playing it, right? Clem had a good tournament, right? He was on the stream last week, and
Yeah.
he said that Nick was going to be the best 4-star, but it turns out it was him
Yeah,
himself.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
But Nick still did really well.
yeah, Nick did well. Yeah. But like Clem's been hitting 900, close to 900 every day. So even at 8-star, I still think he'll have a good tournament. Jack bounced back. He's had a solid run in the last 3 tournaments. Won 19th, 12th, and then 9th. So like 3 times top 20. He did have that, small dip in scores for like back to back weeks. But yeah, he's back. I think the TL, what's happening with the airdrops and everything right now, and that sort of thing. I think it suits him because he has more video content to post out and more big accounts potentially to engage in his posts. We've got 2 new heroes. Did you pack any of these this week?
I did
Apart
not.
from
Not the
Silver,
two superstars. I got Adam, but man, I really wanted. I like Agent Chud over Fapital because I'm not real. I don't know Fapital much. I was kind of doing a little research on him.
yeah,
I feel like Chud posts more, but I feel like both of them. Man, like this is like I'm super pumped about this whole cohort, and I really like the 6 heroes coming in as well. But it's
no, having
I like
yeah,
it. Did you pack any of
yeah.
them?
I
Those two?
didn't get any of these two. No, my luck kind of ran out, to be honest. Just on the volume, I think Frog Leader said highest since June. So yeah, it has been a few months. Still under 0.1 for his rare. Or Adam Cochran, yeah, he's still under 0.1. I think a lot of the times what you find is heroes that are kind of like have good runs like Adam Cochran's having right now. I think the market doesn't correctly price them until they do it even long enough, right? Like, if you was to continue doing this for another 5 or 6 tournaments, I'm pretty sure people will start buying. But I do feel like, it's all about how the algo picks up his posts, and because he's always posting about this politics. But yeah, let's see how it goes. I'm all for it to carry on because I've got a few cards, but let's see. Yeah, no, I didn't pack any of these two. They are good cards. I did do a bit of research into, like, as you can see, Aiden Chud hits 800 points pretty much every time he posts on a day.
Yeah, that's nuts.
And then Fapito's, you're right, he doesn't post as much as Aiden Chud, but he has had several posts that just hit 6 figures. And
Yeah, that's insane.
one thing about fantasy, if you don't post as much, but your one post is 6 figures,
It's better.
you're gonna score pretty well, right? So it's a good card. Like I said, I don't have any, and I don't plan on buying them anytime soon, just because the price has been absolutely obliterated by AI Rev. He's as you
Rev
can
is
see
going for
here.
that 1 ETH, man. He wants that 1 ETH a week.
Yeah, I think what his strategy right now is obviously, spend, right? But at the same time, some of the heroes that players that he's competing with don't have these cards, so
Yep,
it's kind
that's
of like
smart.
that differential play. So maybe the next 3 tournaments he'll have that advantage because there's only a certain amount of Fapital and Chud cards, right?
Yep.
But then obviously eventually more get minted over time and people catch up. But yeah, we have Adam Hollander, who's CMO of OpenSea. And I posted an article on the New Heroes yesterday, and I did mention I think he's a card that I'm going to hold. I've got 5 commons right now. Maybe he's not the most optimal this week, but I think with OpenSea token, it seems like it's getting closer. I do think having his card can be useful at some point, right, in the next few weeks.
Absolutely.
For sure. DB's back, which is good. So he's bossed back-to-back tournaments. So yeah,
And of course, right
finally,
after I get rid of him, like after I finally throw in the every
yeah,
time. So like, the thing is, I think a lot of people before last week, right, had kind of made their decision whether they were sticking with him, and the ones who decided to stick with him, it really paid off, I think. And even last week, this last tournament, he was a 4-star, wasn't he?
yeah, he was a 4-star. He was one of the reasons I got third because I played him with
Yep.
Clem, Vol, Nick. So
Let's
yeah,
go. Did you have him at
he did.
common or rare?
I had him at rare. Luckily,
Ooh, that's even better.
I had my Nick as common instead of Clem. Maybe that would have helped me win, but
Oh, that would have. Yeah,
you
like
could
we were
never get
talking
the.
before the show. If I would have, like, so as we've talked about on the show before, you and I always kind of like talk decks before, like we lock them in, or before I lock my final ones in, right? And you had given me some advice on one of my decks, and you're like, I wouldn't play Web3 Quant, pick a different 1-star. And had I taken your advice, any other 1-star, I would have been in the top 5 instead of the top,
Yeah,
35 or whatever.
I just felt like with the news that
Yeah,
unfortunate incident that happens, I feel like it's it always will take time, and even
yeah,
when he's back, he won't post as frequently.
yeah,
So, like I said, he'll be back at some point, but yeah, for now, I think he's taking time away. I'm assuming.
absolutely. And condolences to him and his family as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. You got quite a few good 5-stars this week. I think I'll mention
Mhm.
that because now the star caps have gone down. You're gonna need to get some of these 5-star heroes in. That you got Merp, Mosey, Fejao, Pentoshi, Horse. I mean, it's pretty stacked because you got
I
Evans,
love Horse is my
Davis,
favorite there. Oh,
Intern.
intern
Intern's
too.
my favorite, I think. Serp, you got Serp as well. We've got Min as well. There's quite a range of
There's a
options for
lot.
the 5-star. Yeah,
And you know
for the
what's nice
five
about
stars,
that? I was
definitely.
thinking, what's really nice about having this nice range of 5-stars, and we even have some good, like, we'll talk about here in a little bit, is like 4 and 3-stars. We have, especially so we have good lower stars. And since with the new tournaments, which we'll get in, or the new tournament, and then the like star changes, which we'll get into here in a little while, it's really good week to have this kind of some of these really good heroes a little bit lower in their star ranking to really take advantage of the new um, tournament structures.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Yeah, I think if you have these cards, you're going to be placed well because there's such a variety. I think you're just gonna and there's plenty of one star as we were discussing before the stream, right? It's definitely going to open up opportunities to like do well and potentially us getting a good score as well overall. Like the actual top score might be quite decent, even though we've had a reduction in stars. KNV 4-star, right? I have his epic, so I think I'll definitely be playing that. Jumps is the new hero. I'm happy with that choice. I think he's
Yeah,
definitely a good hero, and like I said, I think he's gonna be a hero that's more reliable. You might
yeah.
not see him in the top 20 maybe.
Well, and
Uh, but
so in the or go ahead and then I'll say what he said.
yeah, no, I'm just saying that he's gonna be consistent, right? He's posts quite a lot. He's pretty much active on most days. I can't remember the time zone he's at, right? But I think he's a solid card to hold. And how many do I have?
Absolutely.
5 commons, and I've got a rare as well, I think. So
Heck yeah. You see, I bought a
yeah.
rare of his. So I like Jampsy a lot. I've been like we've talked. He's in the outsiders with us and stuff. You and I, and then
Yeah.
talked to him on the timeline and stuff. So I really like him. He also just got married. So
Oh
congrats
wow.
on
Okay.
that.
Congrats.
And so he's actually gonna come on next week. He'll be our guest, and then
Oh, nice,
um,
nice.
and so we I seen him saying on there he's been removing some of his dead followers as well. He's been removing like 200 to 300 a week.
Yeah,
So I think
I
that will
remember.
help as well.
Yeah, I remember him saying that on a stream on a space with ISO Beast.
Yep.
So yeah, no, interesting, definitely. Got Goats posted. I think he had a bit of a few. He had a few weeks where he just didn't post. I think he's had a kid, so congrats there.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure how active he's going to be. McKenna is on private. He's definitely not going to be posting. Who else? Tony. Like I said, he's another high variance hero, I think now, as most people are seeing. So he ranked 25th, now came 100th. I won't be surprised if he gets top 50 again right now.
Yeah.
As a 4-star, like I said, I'll play him. I'll play him in a few decks as well. Rectober still on private. Yeah, no, I think we covered that. 4 stars there.
Yep.
I'm kind of just going to quickly go through 3s and 1s before I cover another thing, which I've been asked to do.
Yep.
But anyways, you got Luca Nets 3-star, Taiki 2-star. He hasn't had the best run of late. I'm going to be honest. Like it's not like he's hitting high scores, but I think you've got a few heroes that can score like top 50 in any tournament, right? Just they're inconsistent. Like Shoku has 3 blanks in a row, like brutal. If you've had his card, 3 blanks in a row is it 3 blanks? Yeah, 3 blanks in a row. Lawrence is back, which is good to see, right? He's a 1-star. The 1-stars are pretty good this week because you've got Makesy, you've got Doombug, who hasn't posted in nearly 2 weeks, Hugo Martingale, and then obviously Psycho. So you've got a few high variance heroes, but still gives you options to do well, right? A lot of Makesy's, like I said, but there's a lot of different options. So interested to see how everyone goes about choosing those. Someone slap Hugo.
Yeah.
I think Hugo will eventually go on a run at some point.
Well, because he has that smaller follower count. So that's what I really
Yeah,
like. It's because we've seen he has the ability to really take off, right, and go viral. And having that smaller follower count is almost like we've talked about in the past is cheat code, right?
for sure. Yeah.
Just like if one thing I always have in the back of my head, so I stack your card because you're my brother, right? Like we do like a bunch of stuff together. But also because your follower count, granted it is growing, but still it's like to the point where you have the ability to go like if one of yours goes super viral, you will like go crazy.
Yeah,
Like
I
I
think
could see you being like top 15, even higher. If one of yours gets 6-figure, if one of yours got 6-figure, I think you would be probably top 10, if not higher.
yeah, I think I have to be careful. Like I can post content that's engagement baiting and stuff like that,
Oh
get
yeah,
more
no,
views.
we don't want
But
that.
I think one of the issues you'll have is if your follower counts just pumps all of a sudden,
That's
and
not
it's
good.
just bot followers, it's
Hmm.
gonna crash your engagement, like your score even more. So
Exactly.
I think I kind of want to organically grow that. Like let's say right now I'm scoring 500 to 600,
Yep.
450 to 600 points, right, every tournament, and guaranteeing that with my follower count. Most of my content is fantasy top related, so it's gonna stay that way probably. But as the game grows, and I kind of like I'm not all in on other areas of crypto. Like I do a bit of FDF, football.fun. I stopped doing virtuals now because it's the points meta's kind of over in a way. I'm farming, do a bit more yield farming, and I can probably experiment a bit more there. But like I said, I think I can. One thing that happened was I went to virtuals. I got like probably 1,000 bot followers, which got me to like 10,000. But like, uh, yeah, it's that thing. You want your followers to grow, but then you also want it to be people that are. You don't
Are
want your
actually engaged.
engagement rate to suffer basically as a result. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, uh, I mean the ceilings there. Like I said, I can if everything picks up, I can easily start scoring a lot higher. I think I looked at it. All I need is like a 15 to 20k view post to get into the 600s at least. So
Yep.
there's that room to move up. But yeah, no. Anyways, I think the one thing I did want to mention is next week we have the Korea blockchain event, right? And I do know a lot of heroes are going, right?
You say it was
Now,
the Korea blockchain event?
yeah, it's in Seoul. Is that how you say it?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember
Yeah,
uh RJ and Pengu um were talking about that. A bunch of them, a
yeah. So
lot of people are going to be there.
I'm just gonna check the dates now because
And then I
uh
think they're going to like Singapore after. It's either before or after. A bunch of them are going to there.
yeah, one second. I'm just having a look at the dates for this.
And then some of those
Uh,
heroes, like depending on, so for some heroes, when they go to these events, it's their score drops, right? Because they're not as active. But on some of them, I feel like it almost either stays the same or goes up a little bit because they're posting, like maybe not as frequently, but since they're posting like with other um, like talking heads and stuff that are at the event, or they're on a panel or something, so they go live. I feel like they can go higher as well. Like Crypto Leon's
y-
one of those that when he's there, he does better, right? Because he
for
does the
sure.
panels
No,
and he streams them as
yeah.
well.
I've just had a look. So I guess most anyone that's watching. So the dates for the actual event is 22nd of September to the 28th. I know someone was saying maybe it falls after, but it seems like it is going to be 22nd. So it's going to be all of next week, basically, right?
Oh,
Now, I posted yesterday a list of heroes that mentioned the event, right? So who did we have on there? So Zagabond, Azuki, Smoky the Bearer Chain, G Money, Wizard on the 28th in Seoul and October 2nd in Singapore. So I think Wizard might miss it. Damien, Ethereum Damien, Nada, CL said any hyperliquid events in Korea blockchain. So there's a possibility there. Let's do it. So Min also posted maybe do a live in Korea, and Lucas as well. So see you in Korea, right? He mentioned in his post. Actually, what I'll do is maybe I share my screen. Uh, actually, I'll pin it to my account. The post that I did,
oh, yep.
where I copied a few heroes posts.
Hmm.
So if anyone wants, there's probably a few more, like for example, Lucanets, right? Obviously, he's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to be there because I think he lives in Asia, I think now as well. But then also,
I think you're right.
uh, but also, he Pudgies is the biggest NFT project, right? So it's going to be there, right? And I assume most of the top big founders of big projects are going to be there. I don't know about Adam Hollander, maybe, but yeah. So I think you're going to get a fair chunk of heroes out there. Now that doesn't mean the heroes won't post, because in the past, what we found is some heroes they're traveling, but they end up posting doing well, right? So it's all like I still think some of these heroes will still do. I think some of these heroes will still do well, right? But just be cautious that like it's not going to be as easy to select your decks and hope everyone posts, because Lucas, for example, is an 8-star. Usually he's a good hero. I assume someone like him, if he's busy, will he have time to post? I'm not sure. So yeah, no, it definitely gives you a lot more to think about heading into next week's tournament. I don't know if the Bordogas are going there. Probably not.
So.
No, I haven't seen any of those mention anything related to that event.
No,
Or just on top,
Vega too, just now, and they're not. There's no posts
so
about it.
Fejao is a 5-star, but he will be there. So that's a bit of a 50-50, because likely if he's active, he's probably going to be one of the best 5-star heroes, right? However, if he's in Korea, right, and he's not, he is in Korea, to be honest. That's because he posted it, right? That he's because him and Yano are going as part of Blockworks, right? The company that they work. Well, I think Yano's the founder, is he?
Yano is the founder.
Yeah, so Yano's definitely there. Fejao, it works, I think, for the company. So, yeah, those two. Yeah, I mean, Fejao might still do well. Like I said, it doesn't mean they won't post, but it just gives you a bit more to think about for next week. Yeah, no. I think I've pretty much covered everything there, to be honest. As for options, right? And in terms of like the main.
Hold on, wait. Did you get a rare Clem in your Jade packs this week?
Yeah.
Bro, what the heck?
Yeah.
How'd that post miss me?
I
What?
actually sold it because I already have 2. Like, I don't need that much exposure to one hero, so I sold
Bro,
him and
that's nuts.
I sold him and ended up. I can't remember what I did. I think I added more rares to get these epics. So like basically I sold him and then basically made Ignas into an epic.
Did you list or sell bid? Because I know they're pretty close.
0.175 I sold him ETH. I think I listed. It was a list.
Dang it! Yeah, I would have. Yeah.
It was there for a
Well,
few
I think I had
hours,
one.
and then
I don't think I have my second anymore.
it was there for a few hours, and then someone snagged it overnight. So Loki
Oh,
is
you
another one I
listed
made
it.
into.
You listed it. Okay.
Yeah, I did accept.
That's good.
I was like, someone Clem's a good hero. I think he's always been one that most he's always been the one that most people are after, right? When it comes to like 5 or 6 stars. So yeah, I'm glad I got him. It allowed me to basically make a few more moves. But yeah, no, I think I've been going on too much about the market. But yeah, that covers pretty much everything, literally. But like I said, keep an eye out on CT. There's all these things that are changing. Someone goes on private, someone gets suspended, right? But yeah, no. Do you want to go through the new
We're gonna
leagues?
kind of go over the new tournament structure. Here, let me fix this real quick.
Yeah, the rearrangement. Yeah.
Give me 1 second, because my screen and your screen don't look the same.
All right.
Come on, get over there. But yeah, so I guess talk about why it's happening. So basically the biggest thing we see, right, is there is a new format, right, or a new tournament, Diamond. And then, well, actually, it looks like we have 2 new, right? We have Diamond and Platinum, but there is Diamond is now used to be Elite, but they've also, we'll click on this. So on Diamond, there's no more commons allowed, right? So there you can use as many rares, as many epics, as many legendaries as you want, but there is no commons allowed. There's no salary cap, or star cap. So I think this one is going to be this is kind of like the gold standard, right? This is where the big dogs are going to go to play, especially with that nice 1 ETH reward, right? And you kind of touched on it at the beginning. Is across the board we've seen top heavy rewards, which I really like, especially with it's gonna, and we've seen the the communities really kind of take into it as well. Overall, wouldn't you agree that's pretty positive?
Yeah, for sure.
And
No, I
then
agree.
absolutely. And then I'm going to, and then we'll kind of go, you can cover the next one. We'll just kind of go back and forth here.
Yeah,
Let
yeah. If you
me,
just click
yep,
on.
platinum.
Yep. Okay. So platinum consists of one legendary max, so you can play one legendary in your deck. It's a 25-star cap, right? So you can't just throw all your cards in. Uh, 5 rares allowed, 5 as much as commons you want, and then you've got your max of 3 epics. So of course the optimal way would be to play one legendary, 3 epics, and then a rare, right? Again, there's a lot of ETH up for grabs in them top places, right? So I definitely think more people will start maybe buying that one legendary, right? Just to start taking part in a league that offers more ETH, right? Whereas before you kind of maybe needed 2 legendaries to probably compete at least in that top 15, at least in elite. But yeah, no, yeah, I'm looking forward to see how that goes, because obviously it's a league in between the previous league called Elite and Gold. Now we have obviously Diamond, Platinum, and Gold, right? So yeah, I'm interested to see how many entries we get in that league. As I've seen so far, I do think people are quite interested in it and looking to buy that one, maybe mid legendary that they can play there every week. Um, I actually like this particular league because I have that one legendary of my own.
Yep.
So one thing I'll do is I'll quickly add my screen just because I can show you my
Yep.
deck basically for platinum while we're doing it.
Oh,
It
here I
says,
remove and then add. There we go.
yep, perfect. So if I go to platinum, right, right, here we go. Yeah, so like I said, you can play commons, you can play all rarities, but of course, obviously, I'll play my legendary. It kind of fits well here. Uh, I like the fact that intern K and V are both 4 to 5 stars. It
Yep.
allows me to then fit an 8-star in Alon, and then here I have a few options right now. I was leaning towards Tony, but there's a few other options to consider. Like I have Elio in a different gold deck, so maybe Elio's another one. Guru Jumps is another one. So I think there's definitely options here. I'm gonna probably put in Tony as I've shown before, and that puts me at 6487 now. In my head, I'm thinking one legendary, 3 epics, and a rare. Maybe this tournament hits about 8k for the winning deck. Maybe 8. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, right? Because it is a 25-star cap. So I'm thinking if I can get like more than 6k, I think it's a pretty solid deck, to be honest. I'm not sure if I'll win, but at least I have a deck that can compete in this new league, basically.
Absolutely. And that's one thing we kind of talked about in the green room before, right? Is like one thing we're really going to be watching, and it's like, I feel like not just us, but a lot, like most people are going to be watching, is really where everything, like where these decks are going, right? Because we have people that play silver that might be jumping up to play gold. We have I'm really wondering where the people who like the other heroes are going to go, right? We talked to Clemente last week on the episode because he only has that one legendary. So I almost wonder if he can get him to fit, he will play primarily platinum. It might be a little harder with him being an 8-star this week,
Yeah,
but I feel like we're going to see some um, like this week especially. I think we're going to see more people in platinum than diamond, aside from the ones that are always in the running, like the walls, the um,
yeah,
auto, AI Rev. So it's gonna be definitely something to see, right? And I'm gonna
yeah,
be looking at the mulch sheet. And one
for
thing,
sure.
one of the updates that I feel like was under kind of went rule that I really like from, and this was last season, I believe, or even the season before, where you can see the total decks entered underneath, in the diamond for each league. You can see how many decks have been entered. Before we had to go to the mulch sheet to find those numbers. So it's really nice to have those right there. And so that's something, I look at literally clear up until like 20 minutes, 5 minutes before the tournament starts. I like to see, you know, is the gonna be more decks into diamond, right? Because it pays. Like if we go here, we'll swap out here again real quick. So if we
Yep.
look at here, let's go back here. We'll do this real quick and then we'll jump back into going like over the leagues. So if we look here, like diamond pays to the top $7.99. So what I look at is here. Right now we only have 194 decks entered, which it's going to be much higher than that. You know,
Yeah.
most of the decks come in on Sunday,
Yep.
and so if that number is not much higher than that 7.99, I'm going to risk it. I'm going to put a lot of my rares in diamond that I'm
Yep.
not
No,
using
100%.
to, because primarily I'm going to be going after silver. I want that top. I want to be a top 10 finisher in silver each week. So that's going to be my
Yep.
league. We kind of talked about in the green room. But with my
Yep.
leftover rares that I can't fit in there, whether they go into platinum, gold, or diamond, which I really like having 3 options now instead of just the 2, to where before it was elite and gold, I'd have to kind of watch and see, trying to get that 150 to 200 frags per deck. But now I'm going more for that ETH reward. And then in diamond, it will be kind of still getting the frags, but it's definitely something to be watching. This total decks each for each league, which again, it's going to change from week to week depending on stars. So we'll kind of jump into gold here, and then so gold also got a haircut on stars down to 23, which is going to make it more competitive. There is one thing that went over my head, and HK pointed out in the green room, that I actually really like is before gold was capped at 4 rares. Now we can have 5, which I really like. So we can have, all commons, 5 rares, and then still the 2 max epics. And then again, we see it top heavy here. We have the only the top about 1250, 1249. So 1,249 will get frags. The top about 1,500, so 1,499 will get fan points. And so really, if you look, the even the third highest league, you're still getting the winner's still getting 0.3 ETH. That's crazy. Like second place 0.5 ETH, 0.2. I mean, I really like the looks of these new
Yeah.
new leagues. After a few weeks of, if I'm able to dial in and get into the win a few silver, like place in the top 10 in silver after a couple weeks, get a few decks in the top 10, I will be looking to take that ETH winnings each week, buy some epics, and then try to scale into gold, right? And then from there, get into the gold, win some of this top heavy prize money, same thing, then scale into the next league, right? Which I
Yeah.
feel
No,
like
no,
is
yeah.
go
No,
ahead.
I think gold. Yeah, it's interesting because you have a max of 2 picks now. If this week's kind of different, right? Because we have like 5 decent options for 1 stars, right? Which means you can probably still fit in 2 8-star epics if you really want to win in gold, right? You can go Greg, you can go let's start platinum, then go Makesy, Lawrence, or Doombook, whoever you want, and then
Mhm.
you probably have 8, 8, 16, add 2. Yep, you have 4 stars left, right? So you still have 4 stars to another rare, and you can pretty much hit a competitive deck with your 8-star epics now. But some weeks, like I said, we never have a good 1-star or 2-star, right? I think in
Yes.
those weeks you're gonna see maybe less competitive entries in gold, or where players are gonna rely on the 3, 4-star heroes a lot more. And some people might just be tempted to go into platinum or even elite, right? Sorry, not
Yes.
elite. What's it called? Diamond,
Diamond.
right? Yeah.
Diamond.
So yeah, I think those dynamics are going to be interesting for sure. So yeah, no, interesting to see how that plays out.
And then right before you go into silver, I just wanted to say one thing I forgot. So it's the top 249, 249 get in the ETH. And it's so it's 0.01 ETH, which is nice. And I really, again, so I think the that gold is going to be. I'm excited to see where gold goes because I'm going to bring you up here too, so you can kind of get ready for silver. There you go. Because we have a lot. We know the first one that comes to mind is like eel and bonsai. Those are two that
Yeah.
play gold heavily. I wonder if we're going to see them in platinum.
Probably.
I know eel did get a legendary.
Yeah, he did. I think he got one definitely. I can't remember which one he got. Cook. I think he got Cook legendary.
Oh yeah, he's definitely going for platinum then.
And then I can't remember.
I think he got
Bonsai
another one
had
too.
one. Did he? Ah, okay. Probably did. But yeah, in terms of silver, not much has changed other than the fact that it's a 21 star max now, right? It kind of means, like a rare Greg in a typical week where you might only have one good 1-star, right? Might be hard to play. This week, as I said, you got Doombug, Megsy, Lawrence. I've kind of been messing around thinking what's the most optimal. Like I said, I like Intern at 5 stars, I mentioned earlier in the show. But then also, I'm thinking in my head, well, Mosi, he's a good 5-star as well, right? Or do I get K and V Rain because he's a 4-star? So I think there's a few decisions I need to make. Like I usually just lock in 1 to 4 decks in silver just to get me thinking. But yeah, ultimately I think ultimately it's not gonna be as straightforward as it was it wasn't straightforward previously, to be honest, as well, but now it's a lot more tougher, a little more strategizing. Do you want to go top heavy on the rares and then suffer on the commons? Like it's kind of a trade-off between the two, right? But like in such a week where you have Hugo, Mexi, Lawrence, Psycho, Doombug, I'm pretty sure it'll be more than manageable in silver. But yes, one thing I've noticed is the trend is more entries as the league gets more cheaper to enter decks. Now I'll quickly call it bronze because again it hasn't changed as much. But again, you have a similar thing where it's 1-star less. Obviously, it's just commons, and yeah, you're ultimately deciding if you put an 8-star in, you only would have 9 stars left to allocate towards 4 players. So it's very much deciding how you go about using those stars and effectively, right? But yeah, I think a lot more. You'd have to take a few more risks in bronze rather than compared to the other leagues, just because of the high variances are usually the ones that win you the league. So definitely interesting. And one thing to know is the bronze actually increased in ETH, right? 0.2 more ETH, and the winner actually gets 0.18 ETH. So it's actually the top 10 rewards are pretty nice. Top 9 is pretty nice too.
In silver, did you touch on the ETH rewards? They went really heavy too on the ETH rewards.
No. Yeah,
no. I mean like the top heavy.
Yeah,
They went top heavy.
Yeah, it went top heavy. It
Just
did
like
suffer overall
0.25,
ETH,
which is really
but
nice.
now, now winning is before it was 0.15, so and 0.125. So it's definitely gone. It's definitely improved. Like I said. But yeah, no, I'm like I said, I'm always trying to compete in silver and bronze a bit more now. I came 3rd and 8th in the last silver tournament, so I had one of my best tournaments in the season.
If you can do that again this week, that's a big bag of ETH alone. Not even looking at the rest, right?
And exactly. While I'm discussing, I have it on my screen. You got reverse league. The only difference is there's no ETH rewards. There's still frag rewards as well. So yeah, I mean, I always think there's a place for reverse because it allows you to utilize more of your inventory in a given week. I would have built towards reverse given there's no ETH rewards. So yeah, like I said, I always use reverse as, if I have a few cards left over and I know they won't do well or they're taking a break, it makes sense for me to play 1 or 2 reverse decks. And, if I can pick up a few frags, why not? Why not, right?
And
yeah, that's my
one thing I wanted to touch on too here. Let me see if I can find it so I'm not misspeaking. The overall, so we talked about the leagues themselves. Let me get here. The overall, maybe the things right off hand too. like, so the overall, like, ETH or frag reduction. So across all the leagues, there's, less frags going out. Like the percentage of each change, right? Like, so compared to each week before, how many frags are going out. I'm trying to find the exact numbers, which I had it written down to find those numbers that I forgot because we got chatty before the show. um, I don't know. I know it is down a good amount, which is good, right? Because it helps with inflation. Let me see if I can find exactly
It's
where.
about 20% or
That's
10%. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think. I thought it was like 18 or something, but I might be wrong. But
Here it
yeah, so
is.
it's good for the ecosystem as well, right?
Yeah,
Because
so I've
you
got it
see
here.
that less frags.
I've got it
Right.
here. So overall, the
Do
frag
you want to
reduction
share
has been
that if you can
10%. Yeah, what I'll do is
on
I'll
your screen? There we go.
share screen. It's a different tab.
Oh, okay.
Can you see?
Yep.
There we go.
There
So
we is. Perfect.
you've got old, then new, and then obviously it says 10%
Up here. Let
decrease.
me fix this because we can't see that. Oh,
All
here. This
right,
is.
yeah, yeah.
I forgot. There's a new thing. We can go like this. Boom. I
Oh,
like.
nice. Okay.
That's an upgrade to
Yep.
StreamYard.
Minus 10% on the frags, plus 9% on the fan points, plus 5% on overall ETH. New league, like I said, rewards in reverse have been removed. There's your in the money percentages. So yeah, like I said, less frags. I think it's required. I think you don't want too many cards being printed off the back of a tournament. Uh, Adds more sell pressure, etc. Like I
Mhm.
said, but no, it doesn't mean there's still no opportunity. Like I said, the entries to each league will kind of spread out. So after the first week or two, you might realize that it's not as bad as it first seems. So definitely worth just keeping an eye on those numbers and entries in tournaments. And on top of that, there will be it's a sponsored season, right? And I know the team, I guess, me and the team and Carp, right? We're looking to push on sponsored tournaments, right? And as
Yeah.
you know, we've got our first sponsored season with Parallel TCG, which consists of obviously 100,000 in Prime token, I think it is. That's the token's name, and a few additional things, yeah, Mindshare board and other additional elements to it. So
There
definitely
we
a
go.
lot more going on for you for players or even just general people that don't want to play the game but want to get involved to take part in, right? So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to season 5. I think it's going to be great.
Here, I'm gonna share this. Boom. Oh, let me fix our layout. Oh, that's not all right. That's definitely all right. Hold on. Nope. Where is it? There it is. All right. So here we go. So let me zoom in on this. I don't think you guys can't see it very well, can you? Oh, let's go back one. Back one. There we go. All right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
for season 5 parallel, it's gonna be 100, like you kind of talked about earlier, 100K in parallel rewards, 100K revenue, 100% of revenue back into the game, which that is huge, right?
Yep.
That is, you know, that's a big deal. So from the sponsored tournament, all the revenue is going back into the game. 100K fragment burn wars pool. So last season we seen it was, I think, the top 10. This one I think is the top 100 burners. So as we've had a lot more burns.
Yeah.
I think it was Pavel who burnt like a crazy amount like that first day. Did a bunch of rares as well, um, which is really good. And then
Yeah.
so the parallel, and we're going to be getting some parallel streams coming as well. More on that later. And
Nice.
so there's some. I'm super excited about this parallel sponsored season. The team's been like AI Rev is big on Parallel and Prime. The so it's a trading card game, which is definitely hits me in the nostalgia, right? Because I've always been
Yeah.
hooked on trading card games. As like many know, a big Magic the Gathering player back in the day. Same with Mooney.
Nice.
So we're gonna try to get Mooney on a stream. as well to kind of talk about the game mechanics of Parallel. So just want to take a moment kind of touch on that because as we are going over Season 5's updates, not just to the tournament, but to the season as itself, as a whole. So really, really excited about this Parallel. So, and then we will go back to deck building here. Let me see. I kind of want to go over. We'll go over some. We'll also pitch it if anyone has any questions about Season 5 or comments. Go ahead and you can pass those up too.
Yep.
And then
in the comments.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll go here. There we go. So I kind of
go for it.
have. Let me make this bigger too. Doink. There we go. Perfect. So I already have one. This one I messed with literally like as you were talking because over the silver league I was like, oh wait, yeah, Lawrence is back. So I had a 6-star here instead. I went 5, 6, 6, 3, 1, but now I feel pretty good about this. And we're both really bullish on intern this week, right? With the monad stuff. Clem. I still might change this. Actually, looking at it now, I think I'm gonna go away from Clem with ICO Beast's new. Where did ICO go? Did I have him in another deck? I do have him in another deck. Yeah, I do. Hold on one sec. Yeah, because with ICO, the whole the announcement. In case anyone missed the announcement yesterday, he is no longer with Proof of Play. Well, he is. He's an advisor, but he got offered a new role that he couldn't turn down. And I have a feeling this week we could potentially see that announcement come to, come out, which would be huge. We'll just kind of throw him in there for now as a placeholder. So I want to go ICO Beast, which, and that means we have another. We can go 7 again. I want to go Kaleo, but I really like this combo.
Yeah.
Because RWLK literally said it in the comment to us last week. He said, place intern RWLK in the deck and win.
He also said who faded me as a 7-star last week because he came 4th or something overall.
Yeah.
As in, so yeah, I think any intern and RWLK are both solid heroes, right? I know RWLK is a 5-star, but I still think he's up there basically as one of the good options in the next few weeks at least. So yeah, no, he's definitely a good place. And you're doing another silver deck, yeah?
Yeah, I thought for some reason that JMC was a 4-star, 5-star, but I like him as a 5 this week. There we go. I like this one. Because like I said, I'm going for that number 1 spot. So
yeah, Horse hit 700 on his 24-hour chart. So I definitely think Horse is one that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Might be slept on.
He's still undervalued in my opinion.
I think he's valued okay only because he had a very sustained period of low scores, right?
Oh yeah. So he
always
did get
takes
printed a bit.
Yeah, no one. I think people always have it. Is that Cochrane? Like, he's he's doing well, but no one's gonna ape into his card given they think he might just fall off a cliff, right? And well, not literally, but as in his score might fall.
Yeah.
But just in case. But no, I think he's he might be. But like I said, there's a lot of good 5-stars next week, so it's not going to be straightforward as to how it plays out.
Starting to realize maybe I need to reconsider putting all my 1s in the same deck because now I've
but you're gonna have to in a way just to compete because
because I want to go for that number 1 spot.
It allows you to put better decks overall in. But I think Hugo 1-star maybe could be one to risk. Just he's due a good tournament surely soon, right? He can't.
Like we said, I do like his low follower count.
Yeah. No, and I almost feel like it's necessary for these accounts that are related to big projects like Polymarket I don't know if you see me, John Wang, like obviously Kalshi and Poly market kind of, prediction markets.
Oh yeah.
Like John Wang's just absolutely crushing it with his content right now. So I'm hoping Hugo sees that and says, I need to do something quick.
Yeah.
Gives him a bit more urgency to post. But
There we
yeah,
go. We got a
so you've got
5.
intern Hugo.
Nick, I don't. I think Jamesy I honestly think Jamesy could be the best 4-star this week.
Yeah, you probably can. If you take Jumpsy off, let's see if you have any other cards that I can think. Stroll down a bit. Bread guy. What? Macquarie. Wizard. He might be traveling. Jez. I said Jez is probably your best option if you go
Yeah.
Jez and then a 4-star, but
Where's Jez?
sorry, Jez and then a 4-star common maybe.
There we go. Where is Jez? I'm
There
blind.
next to Wizard. Up.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Next there, and then you got 4-star common maybe, and there you have a few more options, right? Like Beanie,
Yeah.
CBB, myself. There's a few options.
Actually, we're gonna
CBB
go
probably
with
has
you.
the
So I
highest
know
ceiling.
for sure you're gonna hit.
Yeah.
And I know what you're posting this week. So.
Yeah, I might post. I need to update a new beginner's guide for fantasy.
Yep.
Because
That's why I
I
went with
likely
it, 'cause that's gonna
I
cook.
like yeah I likely post during the tournament just because yeah I'd rather do it then, and also because we got rule changes. My previous guide that I did, the article that I wrote, missed one or two things up, but then also we've got new star caps, right, and a new league. So I think it's important to get that updated ASAP so that it can be put into the academy, right?
Yep,
For
absolutely.
new players to see,
Oh,
right? So
good point.
yeah.
You brought something up. There's new about the academy. We have the update we've kind of been waiting for got pushed, or that we've really wanted to get done. It's so it was kind of a little bit cluttered before. Now it is. So we've had categories, right? But if you look here, you can come and kind of have like, uh, if you go like general, which I need to recategorize them a little bit, and then here our deck building and strategy, you can scroll over and kind of see instead of it being just and all separated, you'll be able to scroll through there. Same thing here. Like see, so this down here, I need to bring like recategorize this and get that down there. But I feel like it looks pretty good. The recaps you got yours. We have the deck building, which I need to get, or I mean the fantasy countdown. We have, where are they? There they are. Yeah. So do a little more work on it, but it looks. I really like the fact that it's all there. Like here's the game coverages recaps. So that's where you see the top down as well. And then we have here's the tools right here. So you'll see the Fantasy Chiefs website, FanFan Pro, and then Fantardio's tool shed. So,
Nice.
and then like how to interviews, we got news and announcements. So it's a little easier to kind of find this stuff and then again, categorized by stuff. So I kind of wanted to just touch on that real quick because you brought it up or you reminded me of it. The academy stuff. So, but yeah, I think that'll be really good to have the
the guide
you redo
updated.
that, and I think you're gonna cook. And I noticed
Yeah,
like just a random point is when I was looking at the fantasy account, their number 4 fantasy top is on X is the number 4 project in emerging projects, rated number 4 right now in all of Twitter.
oh nice.
So that's
Pretty
super
nice.
cool.
Okay.
So it's
Didn't
definitely
know
getting
that.
talked about, which is
Nice.
great to hear.
Yeah. Just quickly comments. 5 is looking strongest range this week. Yeah, no doubt. Like going 3 5s and 2 1-stars in bronze seems to be like the most obvious choice, right? Bronze is really tough when you run out of 1-stars. Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yes.
I think this week if you drop the 1-stars, maybe not Chase because I know Doombug's at 0.04 ETH already. Lawrence maybe can be a bit. He's pretty decently priced still.
Yeah.
Makes he's okay as well. But yeah, no, this week there's a lot of opportunities in bronze. However, I do think like in most weeks we're never gonna have the same. We're not gonna have as many good 1-stars. So yeah, one thing I would always do is look at which heroes always frequently fall into the 1 to 3 star range,
Mhm.
and buy them when they're cheaper, right? I was telling Carpenter before the stream started, someone like Cozy, who's a
Yep.
6 star this week, usually ends up being like a 1 star at least twice or maybe once in a season, or at least 1 to 2 star multiple times, right, in a season. If you'd rather bid him now than bid him when he's, a 1 star and everyone's pumping his price. So, yeah, I think it's all about preparing your inventory for star updates in advance, and it's one thing I've been focusing on in the last 2 weeks, because I've noticed it's a lot harder to get frags, so I kind of have to push for E. So I've bidded a lot more commons, high variance commons overall. But yeah, no, like I said, the new leagues obviously have resulted in many different players just messing around with strategy. And the marketplace has been pretty active, which I expect in the first tournament, because everyone is still trying to find out the perfect balance of epics, commons, legendaries, rares, right? So it's that time where everyone wants to get the balance right. I do think it's not gonna the activity is not gonna stay like this all the time, but who knows? Like it's top heavy rewards. We're also probably gonna get announcement on how the parallel TCG rewards for the tournaments are gonna look like.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's a lot of value to be gained, I guess, if you do well in tournaments now. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward
Absolutely.
to it, and yeah, no, it's going to be interesting.
And
Triple
then
five one.
Squirrely
Yeah,
Whirly says 5511 is crazy this week. I agree.
yeah,
I think
it,
that's
it it's a bit OP. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, it definitely
Although if you go with another 1 star, which you can, Lawrence Makesy Doombug, and literally go 8 8. So what would that leave you with? So
eight,
triple
you
one
can't go
star,
6. Yeah.
8 6 or 7 7, right? So
Yep.
I feel like there's a few ways to play it this week, right? It's not.
Ooh, 8 6 is, man, that could be brutal. Both of those.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
stay out
think
of
it's.
bronze this week.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be as. It's gonna be. It's not gonna be straightforward. It's definitely gonna be tough. But I think.
Yep. I think we're gonna
I
start
think
seeing some
yeah.
crazy decks winning now. I think people are gonna be more risky with the top heavy rewards, which I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely one that's probably going to take a lot more risks, especially with my Rare. Like before, I'd hesitate if I should be playing him with DB or someone like that. But I think now I'm gonna be a bit more play a bit more risky. Yeah, I love how much
Yep.
liquidity there's in the market, much easier to support. Yeah, I think it's that period where some people are wanting the rares and some people don't want the rares because they want the epics, and that cycle basically. I guess it's that top down effect, right? Some people need the commons to like upgrade into like epics because some heroes don't have that much supply, I guess.
Mhm.
But then you got high supply heroes like Makesy whose prices won't pump as much because of the high supply. Uh, but yeah, no, I think right now is a good time to adjust your inventory as liquidity is kind of moving about, across different. Some players are selling and then buying, and some are looking to really upgrade and push for those top spots early on. But yeah, no, I'm like I said, I think I posted yesterday. I've done a few epics. Uh, I've obviously got my legendary, so I think I'm pretty much well set. I'm bidding a few commons still. I'm not going to say who because I don't want anyone to
I
outbid
say I
me.
did a bit on stream on accident. I was still sharing my screen.
Yeah, I've got my eye on a few high variance commons, which I want to get. And then I think I will definitely be set for like. I think I would have a lot of the high variance cards pretty much boxed off, ready for the season, right? Uh,
Yeah,
but
because
yeah, no,
what's your port? Like you're up to like 500 and some cards, right?
yeah. In terms of value, it didn't change much. But I told you I sold the epic John Wang, and then I invested in like 100 epic commons, right?
Jeez.
More Makesy cards, more Cyrus,
More
more
makes you, man. You
DB.
already had like double digit makes.
Pentoshi, just heroes that I
I
know
always
might
forget
fall
about
into ones.
Batoshi. I don't
Yeah,
have any of him.
Lucanets. Lucanets is
Luke
another
Nets
one
at
I added.
3-star is gonna be, and the thing is, if he doesn't post this week, which I kind of feel like he might, um, being there, I have a feeling he's gonna post,
He won't.
like,
Yeah, I
because he's
I
gonna be
don't
on a
think he won't.
panel, right? So maybe
Yeah,
there's a good clip or something, and he'll post it or something. But if he
yeah,
doesn't post this week, I think he could end up being like a 1-star. Well, I don't
yeah.
know.
1, 2 star.
Yeah, then he'll be
Yeah,
OP that at that.
yeah, yeah. For example, Web3 Quant. Maybe he's back next week now.
Hmm.
He'll be a 1 star next week. Uh, but yeah, no, I think there's definitely a few that I can anticipate being low star the following week because obviously you got the Korea blockchain week next week. So yeah, it's all about anticipating and bidding the right card at the right time. But also sometimes if you need that one extra card to win now, it becomes worth it now because previously you'd always think if I buy this card for this much and I don't get top 10, then I'm losing out, right? But now because there's more of a top heavy reward structure, if it does work out, you're gonna end up you're still gonna end up well. Right now is the best time for flips by the XP Infantile ready for the market. Fair enough. Yep, it's a buyer's market, I guess, given the fact that there's a lot more activity. But yeah, no. Is there anything else you want to discuss? I think unless I've missed something, I think we've
Yeah,
covered
we've covered.
pretty
Um,
much.
yeah, we
Did,
covered everything.
did we
Because
mention all
yeah,
the
definitely wanted
heroes?
to. Because one
I'm
thing
just
I
thinking, did
forgot. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go on. I was just thinking, did we miss any heroes out that are new? Because critical,
Yeah,
Jampsy,
we.
Fapitel, Chod, Adam. Who's the last one that I missed?
Um,
Uh,
why am I having a brain fart? Capital.
yeah,
We
same.
already covered him.
No, we already covered him.
Hold on, let me
Yeah.
look. The
I always
the
because
heroes
there's six
are,
six now. I always get
yeah,
slightly
it's
confused.
Great Colt,
Oh,
Jameson,
Doombug. Yeah, that was the last
yep,
one. Yeah.
Dunebug. Yeah, but we went
Yeah.
over her
Yeah,
them.
we've been all of them. I just wanted to make sure.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Dunebug has only 21K followers,
Yeah, yeah.
and they
She's
consistently
a
getting the 6-star, or they can get 6K, or they can get 6-figure views on a post.
yeah, and I've noticed when she's more active,
Oh, it is
a lot
definitely
of
a girl.
you can see she's going to score a lot higher
Yeah.
because some of her posts get 50K views, right?
She's not
So
as consistent posting, but when she posts, like looking on her
yeah,
page, she hasn't posted for 10 days. But when she does post, she's getting, oh yeah, she's gonna cook. 35K on one post, 45K on the post right after, 34K right after that, 25K. I mean, yeah, there's, for a 21K account,
yeah.
they post, they cook.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Doomberg's gonna be a good hero, like for the Star Cup leagues because when she's a 1 star, 1 to 3 star, definitely gonna be one of the more optimal choices.
Hmm.
So I doubt I'll ever sell the card, unless it just
How many did
goes
you
on
pull
private.
again?
Four comments, four comments.
Oh man, I didn't even pull one. I pulled two Adams, which I'll keep.
Yeah, I mean, usually I'd pull like one of the top commons like Fapital and Chud, but for some reason I just didn't get any luck with my shinies or Jades. But I did get the Clem rare, so I don't have any complaints to be honest. uh, yeah.
Yeah, Krebs said pretty impressive that she was able to top the clout leaderboard and not post the last couple weeks. Yeah, because this amount of clout,
Yeah, no.
her frequency of posts, like looking at her account, like on the 10th, the 9th, I mean, she was posting a lot.
Yeah, she can take off. That's the thing, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what you want in your like high variance heals. Like Hugo was very good at that early on, where he was a lot more. He doesn't post as much now, but uh, he was when he was more consistent. Like he'd post every 3 tournaments, but when he was like a 1 star, he'd be like the best card to have. Yeah, no. Yeah, I think the new heroes are good. I think overall all of them are gonna add just gonna improve your decks overall, right? And yeah,
Mhm.
looking forward to see how it goes.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm excited. It was and then next week we have Jamsey on. It'll be same time, 10 a.m. Eastern on Saturday. So yeah, and then cooking up some other heroes. But yeah, and then gonna have some more streams this week with Parallel. Gonna get
Nice.
those locked in. Hopefully this weekend. Get the dates set and then we'll get those announced. But yeah, super excited. Gonna be a great season. Really excited about how the this first week goes, and
For
I
sure.
think we'll
For sure.
have a better feeling for kind of the new meta, which is fun. But yeah, thank you all for coming and hanging out with us. And as always, thank you HK for putting up with me for over an hour.
No, that's good stream. Enjoyed it.
Absolutely. All right, we will see everyone on the timeline. Bye.
All right, see you. Bye.